Román Alberto González Luna, born June 17, 1987, best known by his nickname Chocolatito, is a Nicaraguan professional boxer. He is the first boxer from Nicaragua to win world titles in 4 weight classes, having surpassed his mentor, idol, and former 3-weight world champion, the late Alexis Arguello. González is also the first boxer in history to win world titles in all 4 of the lowest weight classes: minimum weight, light flyweight, and super flyweight. He held the WBA minimum weight title from 2008 to 2010, the WBA light flyweight title from 2011 to 2013, the WBC, Ring Magazine, and lineal flyweight titles from 2014 to 2016, and the WBC super flyweight title from 2016 to 2017. From September 2015 to March 2017, he was also ranked by The Ring as the world's best active boxer, pound for pound. He is known particularly for his aggressive pressure fighting style. Amateur career: González was reportedly undefeated as an amateur, amassing an 88-0 record in official amateur bouts. The highlight of his amateur career was winning the light flyweight gold medal at the 2004 Central American Championships. Professional career: light flyweight. Dubbed Chocolatito, an 18-year-old González turned professional as a light flyweight in 2005. In his debut, he fought at the Faroes Casino in Managua, Nicaragua against 23-year-old Ramon Urbina, 0-1, 0 KOs, in a scheduled 4-round fight. González won via knockout in round 2. In his 9th professional fight, González fought Oscar Murillo, 11-10, 8 KOs, for the vacant Nicaraguan and WBA Feta Centro light flyweight titles. González won via first-round knockout. In his next fight, González would also win the WBA Fedelatin minimum weight title against José Luis Varela, after which he returned to light flyweight. González won his first 16 fights all by way of knockout, before meeting Hiroshi Matsumoto, 17-7-4, 8 KOs, at the Bunka Gym in Yokohama on January 14, 2008. The fight went the full 10 rounds as González picked up the win via unanimous decision, 100-90, 100-90, 98-92, in his first fight outside his native Nicaragua. Minimum weight: González vs. Niita. On September 15, 2008, González fought the WBA world minimum weight champion Yutaka Niita, 23-13, 9 KOs, in Yokohama, Japan in what was only his second fight in the minimum weight division. González scored a technical knockout with 58 seconds left in the 4th round to win the title. He was ahead 30-27 on all the scorecards at the time of stoppage. After winning the WBA title, González made his debut at flyweight on December 13, 2008, stopping Miguel Tellez, 18-11, 6 KOs, in the 3rd round. Subsequent defenses: he went back to minimum weight on February 28, 2009 to defend his world crown against Francisco Rosas, 25-12 KOs, which he won by majority decision, 116-112, 115-113 and 114-114. This was González's first time fighting in Mexico. In July 2009, González defended his belt at the World Memorial Hall in Japan against Katsunari Takayama, 23-3, 9 KOs. After 12 rounds, the 3 judges all scored at 118-110 for González. In January 2010, González exposed title against Ivan Menezes, 14-5-1, 8 KOs. Menezes was knocked down in the 3rd round, before the fight was stopped in the next round. Return to light flyweight: González vacated his minimum weight title after 3 successful defenses, moving back to light flyweight. On his first fight in his new weight class, he defeated Jesus Limones, 10-1-1, 4 KOs, via second-round TKO on September 2010. González vs. Rosas 2. A 23-year-old González won the vacant WBA interim light flyweight title against Francisco Rosas, 21-7-2, 12 KOs, in Tokyo on October 24, 2010. This was the second time they fought, having previously fought in the minimum weight division. González won by KO in the 2nd round. Rosas was knocked down 3 times in this fight. After his first fight against Francisco Rosas, González said that he fought while being ill with severe stomach disorders, and that was the reason why he looked so sluggish and tired. González was promoted to full champion in February 2011 after Juan Carlos Reveco resigned as light flyweight champion to pursue a flyweight title. On February 22, 2011 it was announced that González would make his first defense against former champion Manuel Vargas, 37-1, 15 KOs, on March 19 in Mexico. González was victorious over Vargas via unanimous decision, 119 to 109, 116 to 112, 116 to 112. It was announced that González would return to fight in Mexico in July. In June, it was announced that González would fight 31-year-old Omar Salado, 22-3-2, 13 KOs, on July 9. González dropped Salado en route to a stoppage win in round 7. González vs. Soto. González's third defense took place at the Marquee Ballroom in MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada on October 1, 2011. In his first fight in the United States, González knocked out Omar Soto, 22-7-2, 15 KOs, with a straight right and left uppercut combination 36 seconds into the second round. The title was only on the line for González, as Soto weighed in considerably above the weight limit, at 111 pounds. On March 17, 2012, González faced Manuel Jiménez, 11-1, 5 KOs, at Sinaloa, Mexico, defeating Jiménez via first-round KO. This was a non-title fight. The original opponent to fight González was former IBF champion Ramón García Herrales, 16-3-1, 9 KOs, who initially replaced his twin brother Raúl García. González vs. García, Estrada. On April 28, 2012, González defended his WBA light flyweight title against Ramón García Herrales at the Fairplex in Pomona, California. The fight ended as the count was waived by referee Raúl Case Jr., after García was knocked down twice in the fourth round. González was ahead 30-27 on all scorecards at the time of stoppage. González briefly moved up to flyweight on October 6, 2012 and fought undefeated 23-year-old Steven Monterosa, 9-0-2, 8 KOs, at the Hotel Holiday Inn in Managua, Nicaragua. Monterosa was knocked down in rounds 1 and 2. The stoppage seemed questionable as the referee waved the fight off as González was finishing off his combination and landed a punch which didn't appear to hurt Monterosa. Monterosa questioned the officials as to why the fight was stopped. On October 27, 2012, it was announced that González would fight 22-year-old flyweight prospect Juan Francisco Estrada, 26-1, 20 KOs, at Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena on November 17. In an entertaining bout, González retained his title via unanimous decision. This was the second time González fought in California and the third time in the United States. The judges scored it, 118-110, 116-112, 116-112, all in favor of González. On May 25, 2013, González fought Colombian Ronald Brera, 30-11-2, 18 KOs, in a non-title bout at super flyweight at the Polideportivo España, Managua, Nicaragua. González won the fight via fifth-round stoppage. Referee Onofre Ramirez stopped the fight after Barrera was knocked down 2 minutes 42 seconds into the round. The fight was originally scheduled for 113 pounds, but both boxers weighed 116 pounds. This led many to question if González would be able to cut back down to 108 pounds. Flyweight. After 5 successful title defenses at light flyweight, vacated his title to move up to flyweight. On September 21, 2013, he defeated Francisco Rodriguez, Jr. by TKO in the 7th round. He then defeated Oscar Blanquet, Juan Cantón, and Philippine Juan Purisma, all by TKO. With this string of fights, González took his professional record to 39-0, with 33 wins coming by way of knockout. González vs. Yaegashi. On June 23, 2014, it was finally confirmed that González would challenge the WBC, the ring and lineal flyweight champion Akira Yaegashi, 20-3, 10 KOs, on September 5, 2014 at the Yoyogi No. 2 Gymnasium in Tokyo, Japan. González won the fight via 9th round TKO to win the WBC, the ring and lineal flyweight titles, becoming a boxing triple champion. Yaegashi was knocked down in rounds 3 and 9. Referee Michael Griffin stopped the fight after a final uppercut to Yaegashi. At the time of stoppage, the 3 judges had the fight, 80-71 and 79-72 twice, in favor of González. González vs. Fuentes, Sosa. On October 19, 2014, Tekken Boxing Gym announced that González would make a defense of his titles against Rocky Fuentes, 35-7-2, 20 KOs, on November 22 at the International Swimming Pool in Yokohama, Japan. The fight was being discussed for over a month. González retained the titles against Fuentes via a 6th round TKO. González fought Valentin Leon in a non-title bout on February 28, 2015, winning via 3rd round TKO. On March 24, 2015, it was announced that González would be making his HBO debut against Mexican boxer Edgar Sosa, 51-8, 30 KOs, at the Forum in Inglewood, California on HBO World Championship Boxing on the Golovkin vs. Monroe undercard on May 16. Gonzalez defeated Sosa via second-round TKO. Sosa was down 3 times in round 2. Sosa made no effort to try to get up after the third knockdown. Gonzalez earned a career-high $200,000 against Sosa. After defeating Sosa, Gonzalez called for a rematch against Estrada. Gonzalez vs. Viloria. It was announced that Gonzalez would defend his world titles against 34-year-old former unified flyweight champion Brian Viloria, 36-4, 22 KOs, at Madison Square Garden in New York City on October 17, 2015 on the undercard of the middleweight unification bout between Gennady Golovkin and David Lemieux. Gonzalez defeated Viloria via 9th-round TKO to retain his world titles. Viloria was knocked down in the third round with a short right hand from Gonzalez. In round 9, Gonzalez landed a wide-open right hand that snapped Viloria's head to the side. With Viloria having taken a beating, referee Benji Estevez Jr. stepped in and stopped the fight at 2 minutes, 52 seconds. According to CompuBox, Gonzalez landed 335 of 805 punches, 42%, and Viloria was limited to landing only 186 of 594, 31%. Gonzalez was ahead on all 3 judges' scorecards, 78-73 twice, 79-72, before the knockdown. With the win, Gonzalez moved to 14-0 in world title bouts. Gonzalez earned a $250,000 purse. Gonzalez vs. Arroyo. On February 13, 2016 it was announced that Gonzalez would defend his titles against McWilliams Arroyo, 16-2, 14 KOs, on April 23, 2016 at the Forum in Inglewood, California on a co-feature of world middleweight title bout between Gennady Golovkin and Dominic Wade. This was the 3rd consecutive time Gonzalez co-featured on a Golovkin card. Gonzalez won via unanimous decision, 120-108, 120-108, 119-109, ending his 10-fight stoppage streak. Dan Rafael from ESPN scored the fight a shutout, 120-108, for Gonzalez. On fight night, Gonzalez weighed in at 126 pounds and said he could make one more defense before moving up to super flyweight. "My conditioning was fantastic. Training in Costa Rica made all the difference. I think maybe one more fight at 112 and then I move up to 115. I want to fight the best possible opponent." Gonzalez landed 360 of 1,132, 32%, total punches while Arroyo landed 193 of 711, 27%, of his total punches. Gonzalez earned a then career-high $300,000 purse for this fight. According to the Nielsen ratings, the fight averaged 1.001 million viewers and peaked at 1.14 million. Super flyweight. Gonzalez vs. Squadras. K2 Promotions announced on July 14 that Gonzalez will move up to super flyweight to challenge Carlos Squadras, 35-01, 27 KOs, for his WBC title. The bout took place on September 10, 2016 at the Forum in Inglewood. The fight was part of a HBO split-site telecast on which K2 stablemate and unified middleweight title holder Gennady Golovkin defeated welterweight Titleist Kell Brook at the O2 Arena in London. That night, HBO had live coverage of Squadras Gonzalez along with a replay of Golovkin Brook. In a close fight, Gonzalez defeated Squadras via 12-round unanimous decision to become the WBC super flyweight champion. This was the first time Gonzalez headlined a card and drew a crowd of 6,714. Which was considered a success. The 3 judges scored the bout 117-111, 116-112 and 115-113, all in favor of Gonzalez. Combined, both fighters threw over 1,000 punches, with Gonzalez getting the better of Squadras. Gonzalez was guaranteed a $400,000 purse for the fight, his highest ever. The fight averaged 843,000 viewers on HBO. After the win, Gonzalez made history by becoming the first fighter in the history of Nicaragua to capture 4 titles in 4 weight divisions, something his mentor Alexis Arguello failed to do twice during his career. After 4 successful flyweight title defenses, Gonzalez vacated his WBC flyweight title. He would be keeping the WBC super flyweight title and continue fighting in the 115 pounds division. Death of Arnulfo Obando. On November 8, 2016, Gonzalez's trainer since 2010, Arnulfo Obando, was hospitalized after suffering a stroke earlier that week and in a serious condition. Upon arriving at the hospital, he was declared brain dead. On November 11, the WBC president Mauricio Suleiman confirmed in a statement that Obando had died at the age of 53. It was also said that González would take a break from boxing. On January 24, 2017, González started the training camp for his upcoming fight and announced that his father, Luis González, would be his head trainer. González vs. Sorungvasai. Main article: Gennady Golovkin vs. Daniel Jacobs. In December 2016, at the 54th WBC convention, President Mauricio Suleiman announced that a rematch would take place between González and Cuadras for the WBC title in March 2017. The winner of the rematch will need to fight WBC No. 2 mandatory and WBC silver champion Srisaket Sorungvasai, 41-41, 38 KOs. González stated he hadn't agreed to a rematch or signed any contracts for a rematch to take place as he was not obligated to do so. González also spoke about the purse offered to him for a rematch. "The HBO people are offering me very low money, so I cannot accept that fight. I've been struggling to get a good purse, because we are the world's #1 pound for pound." It was reported that González was looking for a purse of around $1 million. On January 5, González's manager Carlos Blandon said that an opponent would be announced in 10 days. A day later, due to González not being obliged to give Cuadras a rematch, Suleiman stated that Sorungvasai will get a chance to fight González next. The fight was officially announced on January 7 and served as the co-feature for Gennady Golovkin vs. Daniel Jacobs at Madison Square Garden on March 18, 2017. Coming into the fight, Rungvisai had only one loss since 2010, which came to Cuadras in 2014 via technical decision. On fight night, González was knocked down in the first round by a body shot and went on to lose his first professional fight as well as the WBC Super Flyweight title via majority decision. Waleska Roldan scored the fight 113-113 even, whilst Glenn Feldman and Julia Lederman both scored at 114-112 in favor of Sorungvasai. ESPN scored the bout wide 117-109 in favor of González. Many boos were heard around the arena filled with 19,939 following the announcement of the decision. In round 3, González suffered a cut over his right eye, via an accidental clash of heads. The cut was treated by his corner throughout the fight, but blood still flowed on the side of his face. Sorungvasai lost a point in round 6 due to another clash of heads. After the fight, González stated, "I thought I won the fight. I want an immediate rematch. I want to get my title back." CompuBox stats showed González landed 441 of his 1,013 thrown, 44%, while Sorungvasai landed 284 of 940, 30%. González outlanded Sorungvasai in 10 rounds out of 12. He also set a super flyweight record for power shots landed with 372. González earned a career-high purse $500,000 whilst Rungvisai earned $75,000. González vs. Sorungvasai 2. See also, Superfly, Boxing. K2 director Tom Leffler stated on March 31 that González would seek a rematch with Sorungvasai. On April 4, 2017, the WBC ordered a direct rematch to take place between González and Sorungvasai. The winner of the first fight was due to fight mandatory challenger Carlos Cuadras. However, due to the direct rematch, the WBC ordered Cuadras to fight the next available contender, former unified flyweight champion Juan Francisco Estrada, for the WBC interim title. The winner of both fights would then proceed to fight each other. WBC rationalized this with the following statement: "Rules regarding accidental headbutts were not used, but most importantly, considering the public demand to witness once again a great match between these two great fighters, the WBC has granted the request." Leffler confirmed a date in the fall of 2017 would be considered and a venue will be discussed with representatives of Rungvisai. On June 6, Leffler said the rematch would take place on September 9 on HBO at a location in California. It was said the Japanese super flyweight Naoya Inoue would be in line to make his American TV debut on the same card. On June 7, González traveled to Japan to negotiate a deal with Tekken Promotions for the fight. One of the main reasons for discussing the contract was his purse. It was revealed by Mexican promoter Osvaldo Kuchel that Cuadras and Estrada would fight on the undercard for the WBC interim title. On July 6, Tom Leffler announced the fight would take place at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. The event also features WBO champion Naoya Inoue and is considered historic as one of the biggest cards of all time in the smaller weight classes. It was confirmed the fight would be shown live on Sky Sports in the United Kingdom. At the 7-day weigh-in on September 3, González weighed 119.8 pounds and Rungvisai weighed in at 119 pounds per WBC rules. Both boxers were required to weigh no more than 121 pounds at the official weigh-in one day before the fight. González tipped the scales at 114.8 pounds, While Sor Rungvisai weighed 115 pounds, Gonzalez would be paid a career-high $600,000 purse, while Sor Rungvisai would make $170,000. On fight night, in front of a pro-Gonzalez sellout crowd of 7,418, Gonzalez suffered his second consecutive career defeat and failed to regain the WBC title, after being knocked out by Sor Rungvisai in the fourth round of their rematch. The opening round started with both fighters throwing heavy shots. Sor Rungvisai began to work the body straight away. In round 4, Gonzalez was knocked down hard from a left to the head. Gonzalez beat the count, getting up at 7, but on unsteady legs. Rungvisai then finished the badly hurt Gonzalez with a right to the head that put him down flat on his back. Referee Tom Taylor didn't bother with the count, waving the fight off at 1:18 of the round. Gonzalez was taken to the hospital after the fight for precaution. Like the first fight, an accidental headbutt occurred in round 1. When Gonzalez complained and the crowd booed, the referee warned Rungvisai. The fight averaged an audience of 796,000 viewers on HBO and peaked at 835,000 viewers. After the fight, Sri Saket Sor Rungvisai stated that he had prepared for 4 months in order to knock Gonzalez out. "I trained very hard for 4 months. I fought for Thailand, and this is what I dedicate this fight to, Thailand. For the first fight I only trained for 2 months. I knew I was going to knock him out." Gonzalez was humble in defeat. "We were both trading punches, but his were harder, and they landed harder. I was very hurt the second time when I was knocked down, but I think I'll be okay." Promoter Tom Leffler also spoke to HBO in regards to Gonzalez's future. "I don't think he's done. When you fight a guy like Sri Saket, he took the opportunity of winning the lottery. He beat the No. 1 pound-for-pound fighter and beat him in New York, and then he beat him more convincingly the second time. Now he has to be considered one of the best in the world. You saw Roman really packed the house, and Sri Saket came into a hostile environment and proved he is a true champion. He has tremendous punching power." CompuBox stats showed that Rungvisai landed 80 of his 291 punches thrown, 27%, and Gonzalez landed 58 of 212, 27%. All 80 of Rungvisai's landed punches were power shots. Gonzalez stated that he wouldn't return to the flyweight division, as he was unable to reach the 112 pounds limit, and that he was interested in competing for a 5th world title, but he was also considering retirement. Inactivity. Weeks after the fight, Gonzalez stated that he was planning to continue his career. Tikan Promotions was said to be looking to arrange a fight against WBA champion Kal Yafai. Yafai replied to reports that Gonzalez wanted to fight him by replying, "Happy days, I've wanted Gonzalez for a long time, although he would have to get past his mandatory fight first." Gonzalez spoke out regarding challenging Yafai after being ranked number 2 by the WBA. "It is a blessing to know that the WBA has placed me at number 2 in the rankings. I am grateful to WBA President Gilberto Mendoza for this opportunity." Gonzalez didn't rule out fighting WBO champion Noah Inoue, stating his next fight could be as soon as February. Gonzalez wished to take up an interim fight, before challenging for a world title. He said, "I am never going to enter the Yafai fight in bad condition. I take good care of myself, that's why I think I need a preparation fight." After being trained by Japanese coach Sendai Tanaka in his last fight, Gonzalez made his intentions clear that he wanted to work with Felix Trinidad's father and ex-trainer Don Felix. Fellow countryman and former 2-weight world champion Rosendo Alvarez advised Gonzalez to return to flyweight, stating it would be too much for him to remain at super flyweight and even more dangerous to move up to bantamweight. According to Tom Leffler on November 22, it was believed that Gonzalez would make his ring return around April or May 2018, possibly on the undercard of a Gennady Golovkin fight. Leffler also stated that Gonzalez would not be part of the planned Superfly 2 card. On January 11, 2018, Gonzalez hired Gustavo Herrera as his head trainer, from Managua, Nicaragua at the Roger Deshawn Gym, and stated his intention to remain at super flyweight. On April 8, veteran Mexican boxer Pedro Guevara, 33-1, 17 KOs, was being lined up to be Gonzalez's next opponent, likely for Golovkin's undercard on May 5, 2018. Terms had been agreed for a 10-round super flyweight fight between both parties, however the fight had not been announced until the date and venue was confirmed. After Golovkin vs Martirosyan was announced for May 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson, promoter Leffler confirmed that Gonzalez would appear on the undercard. On April 24, Gonzalez released a statement saying he would not fight on May 5 after an opponent was not officially confirmed. He went on to state that he would likely return in June 2018 in Nicaragua, where he last fought in 2015. According to Gonzalez's manager, Carlos Blandon, González was unable to get a visa. 3 scheduled appointments in the space on 30 days had been cancelled. Blandon stated they were still waiting on the visa issue as González wanted a camp outside of Nicaragua. He also stated González would likely return in September 2018. On May 30, 2018 it was reported the California State Athletic Commission required González to pass new neurological examinations before the ban would be lifted. González initially passed the exams after his knockout loss to Rungvisai in September 2017. The reason for the additional tests would be for precautionary measure. González vs Fuentes. According to El Nuevo Diario on July 13, 2018, González was looking for an opponent for the undercard of the Canelo Alvarez vs Gennady Golovkin rematch on September 15 at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. At the time, the 2 likely opponents were Pedro Guevara and former world minimum weight champion Moises Fuentes, 25-5-1, 14 KOs. On August 20, it was announced that González would fight Fuentes in a 10-round bout to open the PPV telecast. González returned to winning ways after he knocked out Fuentes in round 5. Fuentes was well beaten and bloody at the time referee Robert Byrd halted the fight, at 1 minute, 44 seconds. Fuentes lacked the power to hurt González whenever he did land. González dominated Fuentes with sustained combinations in the same way he had done prior to his 2 losses. Fuentes suffered a cut over his right eye in round 2. With the dripping blood giving him problems with his visibility. González did not target the eye, instead he mixed up his shots from body to head. There was little action in round 1, as both boxers fought cautiously. González earned $200,000, whilst Fuentes made $35,000 for the bout. CompuBox showed that González landed 145 of 390 punches thrown, 37%, while Fuentes landed only 47 of his 244 thrown, 19%. On October 31, it was reported that González would return to the ring on December 8, 2018 on the final televised boxing card on HBO. According to ESPN Deportes, the likely opponent was former world champion Pedro Guevara, 32-3-1, 19 KOs, in a 10-round bout. A day later, the fight was announced to take place at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. On November 25, Tom Leffler told ESPN, González was unable to shake off a knee injury he suffered during his training camp and would no longer fight Guevara on the card. González would be out for up to 6 weeks following a arthroscopic surgery. Leffler revealed Juan Francisco Estrada would likely replace González and fight Guevara on the same card. In early December, González underwent successful surgery on his right knee. González vs TBA. In April 2019, González confirmed he was healthy and had started training with a plan to return to the ring. Personal life. González is managed by Carlos Blandon Vidal, and is promoted by Japan's Tekken Promotions. González is divorced, has 2 children and lives in Managua, Nicaragua. He has stated that although he fights for honor and glory, the main reason is to provide for his family. He is a practicing Christian and a publicly open supporter of the FSLN political group in Nicaragua.